studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
What's going on, Truth Nation? This is Pastor Jay. I'm your cousin sub of the day, and I am in for Kyle Wallace, who's out on assignment. We're coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. And I'm happy to be here today, filling in for my play cousin. Kyle, we miss you today. I'm going to try to hold it down, and maybe y'all will let me come back tomorrow. But y'all, it's been a week already. I'm hoping that you got some great things planned for the weekend. Hoping you're looking forward to it. You got one more day, make it through to Friday. But I had an interesting weekend this past week, and I'm still struggling a little bit, and I need y'all's help with this. But as I said, I'm a pastor. I have been doing that for a long time, and one of the things that gets on my absolutely last nerve is when you have funerals, and we have something that we like to do called the open mic. Why do we do this? Somebody help me understand. Why do we have an open mic at funerals? This is a time where typically the family or whoever's hosting gets up and says, if anybody has some words you would like to say, you can come say that now. And we just let folks have the mic. So I was at a funeral on Saturday, and when I literally tell you that it went left, I mean it went all the way left. The brother got the mic, and it started off wrong from jump because he said, I got to have my say. And I don't know about y'all, but most of the time when folks start with that, it's about to go wrong. He got up there and straight disrespected the family. He was talking about the deceased person. The husband whose wife has passed is sitting in the room as well. It ended up being one of those situations where the person who was hosting had to try to come get the microphone out of the dude's hand. My man is saying, I'm not letting it go. You're not taking this mic. I'm going to have my say. That's what he kept repeating. And then it just got worse. It just completely kept getting worse. People started singing to drown him out. So you got him talking, folks is singing. The pastor hosting is literally telling them to cut off his mic. So they cut off bro mic. You know, this dude started singing this song with all the folks that were sitting down. And the minute they got to the end of the verse, he started trying to talk again. The pastor started asking the brother sitting next to him, can you do something? That brother said no and got up and left. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. And I'm wondering, why do we do this? Why do we allow folks to have a microphone? Most people don't do public speaking. Most folks don't have a real idea of what they're going to say, so they just shooting off the hip. And we open up this opportunity during a time where people are hurting, people are grieving. You got a family there that has just lost a loved one, and the goal of a funeral, in my opinion, is to celebrate their life, not to air your dirty laundry. Not to put all of that out there for folks to, you want to get all this stuff off your chest because they gone now. And now you can say whatever you want to say. I think that's absolutely crazy. Because I understand giving folks their flowers. But you can't be coming there and you pouring weed killer on the flowers. You coming in to get stuff that resolved that you didn't fix or solve while they were alive. So one of the things I've tried to tell folks to do is like, man, don't do that. And if any of y'all out here about to have a funeral at any point, I'm here to give you the best advice I can. Don't do that. You want to pick 2 or 3 people that you know. I'm going to repeat this. That you know have some common sense. That you know will get up there and do something that's going to actually be of help to the family. Something that's going to make folks laugh. Something that's going to make people think back and have some fond memories. What you don't want to do is let Uncle Tom come up there, let your Aunt Macy come up there and start saying crazy stuff, and now everybody ready to fight. Folks trying to jump up and grab the microphone, people saying crazy stuff. Y'all, why do we do this? Especially in the black community, because I love my people. I love my people. I love us. But, you know, we different. We do stuff different. God put something a little different in our batter, and we tend to when we given the microphone, do some stuff that maybe the family would rather not have happen. So I'm wondering, hit me on the talk to text line as we're talking about this. You can hit me at 833-212-1017. What's some crazy stuff you've seen at funerals? What are things that you like, man, we ain't gonna never do that? I was looking at that funeral Saturday, and Zach, I was looking at my wife. Like, when I leave this place, I need you to pick 2 or 3 folks that's got some sense to talk. Don't you just open up this thing. I was at a funeral and somebody got up. You ever hear them folks start talking about they so-and-so special friend? With so-and-so been married for 27 years. Yeah, I was his special friend. No, we don't want to hear about that right now. That is not what we're here to talk about. If you was his special friend, let that stay where it's at. Now ain't the time to be coming up out of here telling everybody about your relationship. I don't understand. I've seen folks come up to that mic, stand behind that podium, and let everybody know that, hey, I know you lost your dad, but I'm feeling the same thing you feeling because he was my dad too. This is really where we want to do this? Yeah, I'm your brother. I know they never told you about me. What kind of mess? Who does this? How do you get up in a funeral, walk your butt to the front, grab the microphone, see folks crying, see people hurting, knowing it's a casket right here, and decide that now is the time I'm going to make this about me? I don't get it. I'm trying to understand, what is it that you ate that morning that would cause you to look at this and say, this is my time to say whatever I want to say, however I want to say it, and then get angry when the family tell you to go somewhere and sit down? This ain't the time. And I've seen this where a lot of times, specifically in our communities, it's drama, man. It's mess. It's stuff that's going on. It's stuff that's been said. It's people that don't want to sit down and have constructive conversations. As my friend Homer Blow would say, we don't like the A word. We don't like accountability. So that when we do something and something or somebody wants to have a conversation with us about that and how it made them feel and how we can not have this problem again, we end up in this type of conflict that we never resolve, that we leave hanging over the head of the relationship. We distance ourselves from family. We don't have anything to do with them. But then on the funeral day, that's the day you decide you want to come show up. Not when they live, not at their house, not in private, not take them out to coffee and be like, hey, let's have a real conversation about how we can fix this relationship. No, we don't want to do that. We want to get up at the funeral, mess it all the way up, talk for 27 minutes. I've seen this happen. The funeral, you at the funeral home, you weren't supposed to be in the whole funeral home for an hour and a half. You done got up there with your mad self and you done talked for 27 minutes about some stuff that don't even matter because you still mad about something that happened 18 years ago that you ain't never fixed. That's what therapy is for, y'all. That's what a therapist is for. Go talk to your therapist, call your pastor, find you a friend. Maybe you ain't got no friends, because you know what? I think if you had had a real friend would have told you don't get up there and do no mess like that. I don't understand why we think these type of things are okay. Why do we feel like this is a good place for us to go in spots where people are hurting? I want you to imagine for a moment, you're sitting in front of a casket that literally has a loved one in it. I did this myself back in 2013. I lost my mother to cancer, and my mother was my hero. A lot of people knew her. She never had a title. She never had anything that would lead you to believe the number of people that showed up were going to be there. She had over 400 people at her funeral because she just loved folks. She just spent time with people. She loved to laugh. She loved to pull pranks on folks. She had a ball wherever she went, whether it was on her job, in the community, at the mall. She just loved on people. And a lot of folks came out to honor her. Even at that funeral, what I'm not going to do is have some fool stand up and say something disrespectful, say something crazy, come out of their back pocket with some stories that don't make no sense, that don't have nothing to do with her life or celebrating who she was. Get the microphone, because what's said is said. You can't fix it after it's done. You know, I came across a phrase that said a microphone is either a window or a weapon. It can be a window into great times. It can be a window into memories. It can be a window into the love you have for a person. Or it can be a weapon. And what I saw this past Saturday, that brother used that thing like a grenade, and he blew up this whole celebration that was supposed to be about this person that is gone. And now we've made it about you. And even after the fact, instead of talking about the family, talking about the husband is still here, talking about the life that she lived, we talking about you with your stupid self. Because you decided to make it about you. Hey, I see some text coming through here and some, let's see what we got on the YouTube page. I want to invite you, hey, hop on to the YouTube. You can follow us at Truth Nation, Truth 101.7. Put in your comments, subscribe to the channel. That way you can keep up with all the shows, but you can also drop some comments here for me. I've got Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real. I think the ones that be on that mess be the ones that left out, but speculate what they think is going on and come there mad instead of grieving. I agree with you, because to me, this is premeditated. I just don't believe that you sat there and out the blue just decided, you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to go ahead and go do this. You probably had plans. You probably received the information about the funeral and said, I'm going. I'm going to be there. And for all the wrong reasons, not to support the family, not to love on the individual, but I'm going to be there because I know they're going to pass that mic around and I'm going to say what I want to say. Hey, not really a silly girl. It's good to see you rocking with me too. Glad to be here. But y'all help me understand, why do we do this? Where did this mess start? Why do we decide that opening up the microphone? They don't do this nowhere else ever. Y'all, I'm on the radio right now. I got a microphone in front of me. You know what I'm not doing today? Watching people walk past this building like I'm watching right now, tap on this window and invite them, come on in here, and say whatever you want to say for the next, what we say, we lie. You got 2 minutes. You know good and well they ain't about to take no 2 minutes. But we want to invite them in to take the 2 minutes. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I have no idea what you might say. I have no idea what you might do. You could cost me my job. You could cause severe and terrible harm to this station. You could cause problems that we can't just rectify by putting me back on the mic immediately afterwards. You see what I'm saying? You don't go anywhere. I want you to go to Jewel Osco. I want you to go to Pick and Save. You know how they have that intercom system? I want you to just walk in off the street, and I want you to ask them if you can use the intercom system and see what they tell you. They're going to tell you no. I can tell you right now. They're going to tell you no. And if they tell you yes, that brother don't work there. They don't want you just talking and speaking off the top of your head and saying randomness with no boundaries, with no training, with no idea what's going on. Nobody does that but us at funerals. And many times it works, but I'm just telling you, I hold my breath because I've seen it go wrong so many times where people get up there and they make it all about themselves. This ain't about you. I would not be mad if somebody came and put hands on you at their funeral because they just lost their dad or their mom or their sister or their aunt or whoever else. Do you know that folks in grief tend to not be able to hold their emotions well? Now, I was proud of the husband at this funeral. He pretty much just let it ride. He let people handle it. That's not everybody. I've seen some stuff happen, and it just makes me wonder, why do we feel this is a good way to honor those that have gone before? If we really love them, if we really care about them, and we want to make sure this is the last time, and this is how I view funerals, y'all. This is the last opportunity I have to really honor you well. So what I'm going to do is take full control of this service. I'm going to make sure that every piece of it is going to honor you, is going to celebrate you Unless you don't care about the person, in which case, if you don't care about them, let it be whatever it's going to be. But if you love that person, typically if you're working with a funeral home or a church, you have the right to tell them exactly what you want to happen and what you don't want to happen. I don't want the mic passed around. I want these 3 people, here are their names, give them each 5 minutes. I want them to talk. Don't give that mic to nobody else. My church, we be telling folks, hey, you can talk at the repast. You can talk when we go to the cemetery. We can talk. You can tell all the stories you want to tell at any other time. But in this moment, we're going to invite these 3 people to the stage, and then we're going to move on with the rest of this program, because what we can't afford to have happen is the type of foolishness that I saw on Saturday that leaves people hurt, that tears apart relationships, that adds to the grief. This is the day that the family is never going to forget. They're never going to forget this day. And what you want them to have are great memories, not memories of you up there airing dirty laundry for everybody to hear. And half the time, we don't even know if that laundry is even true. You just up there talking. I'm irritated. Okay, that's me. That's my rant. I was struggling. That's what happened over this past weekend. I'm trying to just get an understanding of what's going on. But y'all, look, I appreciate you listening to this first part here, and we're going to get ready to go to break. But we got some other stuff coming up. I want to ask a question with everything that's going on with Shedeur Sanders and all of that happened with the draft and with his dad, Deion. I want to ask you, would you want to have a father like Deion Sanders? I want you to think about that. So, again, I'm going to share the number 833-212-1017. Hit us on the text-to-talk line. You can stream us on YouTube and Twitter at 1017 The Truth. We'll have more conversation on the other side. This is Truth to Power with Pastor Jay as the cousin sub of the day on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Need to look sharp for graduation? You need
the $100 hookup.
Want to get decked out for prom? Get the
$100 hookup.
An incredible deal that includes a marvelous suit, shirt, tie, shoes, all for $100. Only at Nick Avani's, home of the
$100 hookup.
And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Avani's. Get hooked up today at Nick Avani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickavani's.com.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design.
Great impressions.
Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Lately I've been feeling like spazzing out. Memphis known for crashing out. Crashing out. I heard you going.
Hey, Truth Nation, tomorrow is the day. We've been entering fans into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway for the last 3 months, and tomorrow we finally pick our one call, that's all, $5,000 giveaway winner. Be sure to tune in to the Tory Lowe Show tomorrow from 1 to 4 so you don't miss your call, because if you do, we're going to go to the next caller until we find our $5,000 winner. Again, that is the big Gruber 5K giveaway tomorrow on the Tory Lowe Show on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And this is Truth to Power, and this is Pastor J. I'm here as your cousin sub of the day. I'm filling in for Kyle Wallace, who's out on assignment, and we've been talking a little bit about the problem I have with funeral speeches. And I'm looking at some of this stuff that's going on, and we've got a caller that wants to hop on with me. Looks like Miss Carolyn. Miss Carolyn, welcome to 1017 The Truth. What's your thoughts on this open mic thing at the funerals?
Pastor J, quite frankly, I don't like it. I like the old-fashioned way where we assign our speakers so that we can keep our program going to a timely manner. Because I remember when my sister passed away, she knew everybody in the neighborhood because we grew up in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So the line was wrapped around the church. And my older sister, who is very quiet, spoken and stuff, and I'm the middle child, she looked at me like, you better get up there and handle that. So what I did is I let the person that was finished talking, I let them finish. I cut the line and got at the front of the line. Now, this is how ignorant people are. If you see me walk off of that front line row, you know I'm family.
Yep.
So if I cut y'all off, y'all should know something should have happened, okay? So I cut the line, and everybody talking about, who she thinks she is and who's this, that, and other. So I got up there to the mic. I said, I want to thank everybody for coming. I will be the last speaker. Everybody else, please have a seat. I said, Pastor, you got 15 minutes. And I sat down. He preached the sermon in 15 minutes. That open mic is ridiculous because people take it too far. It's like it's about them because we don't want to sit up there and hear all these accounts and stuff of our sister. We already know her.
Yep.
We said it is this. We want to just get on and get out. So I think it should not be no open. That's me personally. Don't have no open mic at mine. We didn't have one at my mom. My mom's stuff was signed where we knew who the speakers was. Everything was done in a timely manner and stuff. That open mic, it just gives people a reason to act a fool.
Hey, Miss Carolyn, I appreciate the call. Thank you for the comments. I agree with you. Folks get up there and they go crazy. And then, if you on the front row, I mean, obviously, I guess maybe not obviously. You know what? I heard a phrase with common sense ain't always that common. If you are, I appreciate that, Zach, because I done seen it be lacking. If the person on the front row gets up, that row is always designated for immediate family. It's a reason why they're getting up, and sometimes you do have to stand up and just take control of the situation. I got another couple of messages here on the text line. If Uncle Pete passed away and one of his nieces say he did bad stuff to me, is the niece wrong for telling their truth? I'm trying to speak for the other side. I know you're supposed to be respectful, but feelings be real. I understand that feelings are real, and I am not negating that a lot of folks who die have done a lot of wrong things, including what's even in another text here. You know, what if it was rape or incest or any of a number of other things that are major issues? I 100% hear you, and I'm not here to argue against that. What I'm saying is during the funeral, again, I'm not talking about what you legally decide to do afterwards or anybody you decide to talk to immediately following that funeral. I'm saying during the funeral. This is the time when we are not necessarily protecting the person that's dead. They dead and gone. They ain't even hearing what you got to say, no way. I'm talking about those family members that were innocent of whatever happened. I'm talking about those people that are grieving, that came out that day to pay their respects. I feel that as a pastor, I have a responsibility to protect those people in that space from chaos. If there was something that person did that you know they did to you and it was wrong, you need to absolutely be able to talk about that. You need to go, if you need to go to authorities on that because there's other people in the family that know about that. I am not one of them black folks that believe everything that's happening at home, stay at home. No, I'm telling. If you did it to me, I'm telling. And a lot of times we let stuff go for 20, 30 years, and that stuff impacts us on a mental level for a long time. That is 100% real. What I'm asking people to do is during this 1 hour funeral, during this 1.5 hour funeral, can we just let grieving people grieve? And then if you want to wait till immediately after that funeral is over and you want to walk up to everybody in there and start talking, have at it. Do what you need to do. You want to show up at the repast, you want to go show up at grandma's house and tell everybody what you feel and what happened and look to hold people accountable for it, that's on you. If you want to get on Facebook Live and walk all over Milwaukee and tell your story, that's your right to do. All I'm saying is I don't believe the funeral is the right place to do that. I don't think the funeral is the right place to tell everybody that you the long-lost sister that's been knowing you in the family, but they didn't know. That's not where I want to find out I got another sibling. Talk to me afterwards. Pull me to the side. I'm just saying, let me know. Like, you can pull me to the side. You know, Jay, I want to talk to you. I know that's your mom. Hey, this came out, and I just want you to know I'm your sister. I know that's your dad. I'm your brother. And I came here to pay my respects, or I came here to tell you what he was really like to me. I can deal with that. But you know what I can't deal with? Sitting there in front of the casket. And then you decide you want to tell me right here. You want to embarrass me. You want to put this out here. You want to embarrass my memory of this person. What I'm saying is I don't think that's the right way to handle these type of things. That's me. If that's you, hey, and if you believe that's open opportunity to let everybody talk, then at your funeral, please allow the open mic to happen. You tell them you let anybody talk. They can have 5 minutes apiece for however long they want to stay up. For me personally, no, I need a list. A matter of fact, I might have that in my will. I'm going to have a list when I leave here. Here are the 5 people that you can choose from. And I only want 3 of them, but in case some of them don't make it, I want you to pick from 3 of these people and let them talk. Let them say something. Let them remember me in a light that is going to be something that people want to have some fun with, have some laughs with, have some good memories so that they can walk away from this door at least feeling like the life was celebrated. I've got Kawanda Dukes here on YouTube, and she's saying, while I thought I was helping my sister, let's see here. She says, while I thought I was helping my sister, it looks like somebody got scammed out of some money. That's crazy. My sister on my dad's side prepared his funeral arrangements because I'm in Florida. I trusted her to only be scammed out of $1,500 for her benefit while grieving. I'm going to tell you right now, that again, that's the type of stuff that'll make you get in the car and drive from Florida all the way there. That's that type of stuff that really does happen, and it will make you want to show up at a funeral and blast folks out. But what I'm saying is you want to handle that after the funeral. You want to handle that when it's over, not during the open mic section. People do stuff to family that is wrong. I could, if I wanted to, sit here and give you numerous examples of what has happened to me in my life, of things that family has done or family has said. And if I wanted to, I could air all of that out right now on this mic. But now's not the time for that. Now's not the place for that. The place for it, honestly, I need to pull them jokers to the side. I need to try to have a conversation with them in person if at all possible. And if that person has died and I got some issues with some folks that's still here on this earth, the fact that they still here on this earth mean I can go find them and I can go look to have some conversations to hopefully rectify the situation and maybe even rebuild a portion of a relationship. Sometimes that can't happen. I get it. But I think that's part of it. We've got here, one thing I've learned, this is Mile the Elephant. One thing I've learned about funerals is that it's the moment people show their true colors. I agree with you. Because grief does crazy things. Grief will make you tell stuff. It'll bring down your walls that you normally may not. I normally wouldn't say this. I normally wouldn't share this. Some folks overshare because of grief. And they tell you stories that you're like, man, you really could have held on to that yourself too. I got Ronnie Ray Real. It doesn't matter who the individual is or what they've done. They still have family and loved ones that do care for them. It's not your place. I like this last phrase. In that setting. That's the key point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying that you don't have a right to say your piece. The brother Saturday, he kept repeating, I'm going to have my say. I'm going to have my say. They trying to snatch the mic. I'm going to have my say. Bruh, you can have your say, just not right now. Not in this setting. Not in this church. Not in this place with this family that's grieving. Are you at all thinking about the folks that actually didn't have nothing to do with that? Or are you really, really trying to get this off of your chest? That's my thing. That's my whole point that I'm trying to make there, is that it's not the place or the time, and you can find any of a number of other settings. There is 364 other days in the year. There are 23 other hours in them 365 days that you could do this. Pick one of those, have your say, but don't destroy this funeral over that. So, y'all, I didn't even get to my next piece that I want to jump into, but we're going to get ready to hit another break. Again, hit me up on 833-212-1017. You can hit the text-to-talk line. You can drop comments in on YouTube. We're going to have some more conversation on the other side because I want to hop into this Shadur Sanders thing, and I want to ask y'all the question, would you like to have a dad like Deion Sanders? All right, we're going to go ahead and go to break. We'll be back to talk about this more on the other side. This is 101.7 The Truth.
More of Truth to Power is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you looking for an opportunity to better the Milwaukee community? Do you want to develop your skills for a career or job? City Year Milwaukee is recruiting for its 16th cohort of AmeriCorps members. We are hiring young adults ages 18 to 25 to serve our amazing scholars in Milwaukee Public Schools. This opportunity allows you to serve your community and gain professional development, which will allow you to enter the workforce, your next educational journey, or even stay with us for a second year of service. Visit cityyear.org to connect with our local recruiters and learn how to apply by Friday, May 2nd.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Dizer. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum,
I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control?
You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, we're calling all black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We've teamed up with Associated Bank for our black-owned business give back. Each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That is blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member FDIC. Hey, I am Pastor Jay, and I'm your cousin sub of the day in for Kyle Wallace. This is Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We're live from American Family Insurance Studio, right here at the Avenue in the heart of downtown. We've been having a lot of conversations about funerals and what should and should not happen at those. I appreciate y'all hopping in. I got a lot of folks that's in agreement with me that it's not the time, it's not the place. But I want to move on to a new topic. And it's one that I think a lot of people have heard about because it's been all over the news. It's been everywhere. I couldn't go anywhere. Even if you're not a sports fan, I'm sure you've heard something about this whole thing going on with Shedeur Sanders, the young man from Colorado that everybody thought was going to be one of the top, maybe even 5 draft picks, top 10 draft picks that didn't go until the 5th round. And a lot of people were saying it's because Shedeur is brash. He's arrogant. He's cocky. He's entirely too sure of himself. It's too much. I don't even know if he was that good. It's a lot of folks are saying a lot of negative things about this man. But I got a slightly different take on it because, I mean, I look at who he grew up with, his dad being Deion Sanders. And if you don't know Deion Sanders, this was one of the most brash, most arrogant, loudest, most talkative individuals the NFL has probably ever seen. This gentleman who started at HBCU and then moved on to Colorado and has seen success in turning around both of those programs. This man loves his kids. I want to start there, and I'm going to repeat this again. Deion Sanders, as an African-American man, loves his sons. And I'm here for all of this. I'm here for it. When you talk about Shedeur Sanders, and I understand maybe the perception that the media is putting out here, or that coaches who ain't never coached him are putting out here, what people who are just watching on TV or reading in the internet, what they're saying, I get that. But this brother ain't never been in trouble. He don't have no type of conflicts in the background. He works hard. He's been a leader on his teams. At 19 years old, this brother is a millionaire. He's a millionaire.
Damn.
This brother, if I had the money he had at 19, I can't say I'd be handling things the way that he is. What I've watched out of him, even with the draft, this brother who thought he was going in the first round drops drastically and doesn't get picked till the 5th round. After the first day, he had an incredible party. invited everybody, just knew he was going in the first round. So when that round ends and he got all type of pie on his face, he has to stand up in front of all of his friends, all of his family. You know, it's cameras galore. It's media all over the place. This brother that's got this money, that has this backing, that has Deion Sanders as his father, has to stand up in front of everybody. I'm sure disappointed. I'm sure wondering what has happened. And I watched him be a man. I watched him stand up there with composure and talk about how it's disappointing he didn't get picked. But at the same time, he was like, tomorrow is a new day. And at the end of it, I know we're all going to be happy anyway, because I'm going to get drafted somewhere. It's just a matter of where I go. And when he did get drafted by, of all teams, the Cleveland Browns, who had already drafted another quarterback, this brother is still saying, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad for my opportunity. He started training. He is ready to rock and to prove people wrong about him. I'm sure he got a chip on his shoulder. I watched Deion Sanders as his dad put a post out saying God is good. Hey, God will use, he said he will use weak things or confusing things to confound those that are wise. I see a father still standing up for his son, and I'm just wondering, why are we so angry about a son being loved unconditionally by his father? A father that has coached him since he was a kid, that coached him through college, that coached him from an HBCU and took him with him, along with Travis Hunter and Shiloh and others, took them to Colorado and put them in a situation where their not just lives are taken care of, but their generational lives can be taken care of. Their kids can eat off of this. We're watching a father that's got nothing but good things to say, that is holding young African-American men accountable, that is teaching them how to stand up, how to be a real man, how to take responsibility, how to work hard, how to show up every day, how to do the things that we say on a regular basis we wish more black men would do. We always talk about where the black men at? Why they not helping with the kids? Where they at? What are they doing? But when I see somebody like a Deion Sanders who is doing the thing, who is raising young men to be men who don't back down, who stand on their word, that take accountability, that go out there and perform at the highest level, and when they don't meet the mark, they take ownership of that. Even some things that Shadur said after a loss that people was harping on, that brother came back and apologized for those things. Like, this is what I've seen and what I've witnessed. You got Deion Sanders on TV. He's not cussing. He's not representing the culture wrong. He is doing everything he can to bring specifically black brothers into the program, to hold them accountable. If they're not doing well in school, he don't want them on the team. He's telling them to sit at the front of the class. He's telling them to be leaders. This is the type of man I would love to have in my life holding me accountable. And when I look at it, y'all, I've accomplished some things. Yeah, I'm a pastor. I'm also a real estate agent. I do that on the side. My wife and I started our own nonprofit organization to start trying to help our community be better and to have resources to change some of the dynamics. I've been blessed to be here on 1017 The Truth. I've been blessed to travel and to be a speaker across this nation. I've done some great things. I've defeated a lot of stereotypes and a lot of statistics that black men, according to the statistics, don't get to do. I've been able to do a lot of that over the course of my life. But I didn't have such a great relationship with my own dad, and I can't help but wonder sometimes, how much better could I have been if I had a dad like Deion Sanders in my corner telling me, you can do this, telling me you're going to be legendary, telling me there's nothing you can't accomplish, ain't no door you can't walk through, there's nothing you can't do if you put your work in, telling me I got your back, I'll stand up in front of this entire world and tell them how great of a person you are, I'll take the hits so you don't have to, I'm going to open the doors so you can run through them. Matter of fact, not just you, but your friends too. Telling me you gonna be great because I'm not gonna let you do anything less than that. Isn't that what we say we want? But people are hating on the product of that. Let him cook. Come on. People are hating on the product of seeing what a strong black man in the life of a son really can accomplish. Somebody hit me with, what have you seen in Shadur's life that he's done crazy? Where he been wilding out at? Come on, I'm waiting. What drug rehab place has he been in? Last I remember, Baker Mayfield a couple years back went in the first round. That brother was running from the police just a few months before he got drafted. I'm just asking the questions of why are we, I feel, hating on Deion Sanders for being what we say we need in our community. Bruh. Come on, Zach, talk about it. Like, we're not even talking about these problems and the issues that are happening right now in the NFL, happening right now in college. We know there are issues and things going on, but when I see a brother that is standing up and doing the right things, but because he's super confident, we gonna hate on that? Because the brother got in the room on camera and said, hey, you watch what we did at HBCU. We turned that around. Then we came to Colorado and we turned that around. What makes you think I can't do the same thing in the NFL? That's a level of confidence I wish more of us had. That's the confidence that gets you hired in a lot of places. That's the confidence that anybody that interviews well, you need to walk in the room. And when they ask you, what do you think you bring to this organization? That's the type of answers you need to have. I believe I'm going to make this organization a better place with me in it than it was before I got here. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the brother I want to rock with. That's the one I want leading me in the fourth quarter. That's the one I want leading the team. I want the one that's got a belief that if I'm in the room, it's going to be something different. That's what I'm saying. So when I see this and I see what Deion Sanders has done with his kids, when I see them getting drafted, when I see them on NFL teams, but what I also see is them being well-spoken. I see them caring for themselves and their family. I see them leading well. I see that their grade point average ain't a 2.1, ain't a 1.6. I see them not having issues with the police, not having problems in the background with baby mamas, and not having problems with all these other things that we see in a lot of folks dealing with on the regular. I'm looking at Deion Sanders and I'm saying, job well done. The goal as a parent is to set our kids up for life without us. That's the goal. I want you to live your life well without us. I need you to know how to take care of yourself. I need you to know how to build wealth. I need you to know how to speak and how to stand up to adversity, and how when folks don't like you, who cares? You do what God has made you to do anyway. Because it's always going to be somebody that's got something to say that ain't going to like how you do it. And if you're doing it real well, trust me, there will always be some haters somewhere that wish they was in your spot or feel you don't deserve the spot that you're in. And what you gonna do? Back down? Give them the spot. Apologize. I ain't doing none of the above. No, I worked my butt off to get here. I did the things that needed to be done. I said the things that needed to be said. And a lot of that, from Shadur's standpoint, let's be honest, that comes from the parents. Y'all, we're gonna get ready to take a break, but I want to talk about this a little more. But we're going to go ahead, and I want to just invite you, hit us up on the text-to-talk line, 833-212-1017. You can hit us up on YouTube. Follow us, subscribe. We're going to have more talk about this whole thing with, would you like Deion Sanders to be your dad, when we're back on 1017 The Truth.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We have already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need the $100 hookup. This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, tie, and shoes, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the $100 hookup. And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavani's.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
This is Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Pastor Jay, your cousin sub of the day, and I'm in for my cousin Kyle Wallace, who's out on assignment. We've been sitting here chopping it up, talking about Deion Sanders, talking about how, I'm gonna be honest, man, I wish I had a dad like Deion Sanders. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I can only imagine having a father that's pushing me, speaking life into me, covering me in prayer. That kind of wind at your back doesn't just move you, that launches you. That pushes you into places you wouldn't normally be able to make it into, and not just get in, but to stand strong inside of. I feel like we've seen this before. We've seen this from some other strong black men. I'll call their names out. Richard Williams with Venus and Serena. I remember an interview where an interviewer was almost trying to discourage Serena from having confidence. And Richard stood up and said, hey, don't talk to her like that. Don't ask her them type of questions. Why are you trying to hurt her confidence? Earl Woods with Tiger Woods. I saw an interview where in one of Tiger's first major tournaments, he was talking about how he expected to win. And the interviewer started laughing like, well, you know, that's kind of arrogant to say. And Tiger Woods was like, I don't feel that's arrogant. Like, why would I go to any tournament and not expect to win? I see this even with crazy old LeVar Ball, with his 3 sons and the things that he was out here wilding out and saying. But that brother believed in his kids. And let me tell you, they all ended up in the NBA at one point or another. 2 of them are still there. Are these folks crazy for believing in their kids? For having a belief that says you can do anything? And matter of fact, I believe in you so much that I will shout it from the mountaintops.
1, 2, 3.
Come on. So here's the thing, you all. I know that people out here got to wish the same thing. And I'm seeing stuff on the text line. I'm seeing folks saying things about the family and absolutely agreeing with me in a lot of areas. But here's what I want to leave you with as we get ready to come off of this show. I believe with all my heart that a present, passionate, prayerful black father is one of the most powerful forces on this earth.
Let him cook.
I believe this. I believe this is what we missing. I think this is why our community looks the way it looks. I think this is why we having the problems in the schools that Sherwin was just talking about on the show before me. I think if you want to change things, this is where it starts. I think we need more strong, powerful black men standing up and holding other men accountable, telling them what they need to be, opening doors, telling them how they gon' act when they go through them, and making sure that they are standing up against the entire world for the benefit of our young black men. That's my take on today. I'm thankful for y'all. I had a blast. Zach, I think they're going to let me come back tomorrow, bro. I think we're going to come back tomorrow. Come on.
I think you here.
Come on. So, y'all, I want to invite you back. Truth to Power tomorrow, 12 p.m. Hit us up, 1017 The Truth. I can't wait to be back with you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Take care. See you later.
Get on up. Step together, damn that.